Simpson, check it out now. It's with just great sadness that I have to report the death of yet another rapper. Okay, this time it's hip hop artist Drakeo the Ruler, who was fatally stabbed in the neck to death last night at a concert in LA called Once Upon a Time in LA. Now, this happened at the grounds that usually, I believe, one of the Rolling Loud concerts usually happen at when it's in the West Coast. However, from the details that I know, this is what's being told to me. And by the way, if you don't know about the plight of Drakeo the Ruler, he got out of, prison recently, and a lot of people have supported him doing good for himself. He's an outspoken motherfucker, okay? Someone who was making some good music that was catching on, even to the point even Drake jumped on a song with him. So his stuff was going up. He was supposed to be one of the main headliners of this concert. And if you're wondering what type of concert this is, it's more of a West Coast LA type concert that, if you're into West Coast sound and music, or you support or respect West Coast legends, you could go see them here. Who was performing? They had one stage that had people like The Game, Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg. You had another stage that had, or was supposed to have, Drakeo the Ruler, Blueface, G-Eazy, and a few other people. Then you have, even Al Green was scheduled to perform. So there was a mix of everything. Young, old, alternative, whatever you may like. This was a showcase and supposed to be a positive event. Now, from what I'm hearing, and this is a confirmed facts, I won't mention certain stuff that are rumors at this point, but apparently Drakeo the Ruler was inside the premises of the venue. He was with about 13 to 15 people. Okay, they were kicking it, and then they were approached by a mob of what is being described to me as about at least 40 people that instantly began an altercation. Okay, there were fists thrown all over the place. Some people who were watching it close by, and some people even in it said, hey, the people they were fighting didn't seem to be homies and gangbangers. By the way, just to contextualize, this is LA. A lot of people are gang affiliated. There's a lot of stuff going on here. However, according to the people who saw this fight and the scuffle, they're saying it was a lot of people who look like security type dudes who were setting it off on Drakeo the Ruler and his crew. Okay? Now, in the midst of that melee, someone brandished a knife and stabbed Drakeo the Ruler in the neck. Okay? Now, obviously, he collapsed immediately and lost a lot of blood. EMT was later seen trying to save his life, but it was to no avail. And it leaves a lot of unanswered questions of who the hell did this? Why did this happen here? Why somebody got a knife in this particular venue? And how could this be avoided? Now, I'll say this. Drakeo the Ruler, in his messaging and his music, he wasn't a saint. So, he had people who probably didn't like him. However, I could speak to how securities ran at events like this. And I learned not the hard way, but I learned an interesting lesson a couple years ago when I was in Long Beach. Now, Complex brought me to Long Beach for Complex Con. And this was after the first time we went there, which was kind of like the Wild Wild West. This time when we went, Complex said, hey, we got security for you, right? Now, the security they had for me, I realized quickly, were just a bunch of gangbangers with a security shirt on. Now, as I was around a couple of them, and I was talking to them, I said, how'd y'all even get like this job? They're like, hey, my regular job is this. They just came with a flyer saying if you want to get paid so-and-so per day, hey, just sign up. And I took the job. So basically what I'm trying to say, and I'm not trying to knock anybody trying to hustle, a lot of the security for some of these big festivals or big crowded events aren't really having trained security. They're going in and they're outsourcing to some agency to find people. And those people are usually going into, gang affiliated neighborhoods and just trying to look for the biggest, buffest motherfucker and just offer him a couple $100 to wear a security shirt for the day. Let me tell you why that matters in the case of Drakeo the Ruler, right? It matters because Everything is going to be predicated on who you know or who you're affiliated with. Okay? In situations like that, obviously, if you're not connected to the people who run security or that's not your homies, you can't get no weapons in there. But if you are, or you got some connections, you could get in whatever you want. When it comes to security credentials, sometimes and most times when it comes to Rolling Loud, they're very strict on, hey, you only have this amount of credentials for the amount of people you could bring in. Well, if it's an event like this and it's all homies controlling the security, well, we fuck with you so you could bring in 100 people. That person we don't really know that well, he brings in 15. Do you understand why somebody might have 40, 50 people? Somebody else might have 15. Somebody has a shank or a knife. Somebody else has nothing. You're in this place. You probably left all your guns outside of it thinking you would be safe because of security. However, what happens, you just got disarmed, and basically the people who don't like you that you might bump into, they're armed and they're outnumbering you. Again, I don't know the full situations behind why this happened. I don't know who he beefing with. I don't know who would want something bad done to him. The hip-hop community, though, is grieving. I see a lot of people sending out RIP notices and also trying to figure out, like, yo, we've lost like 3-4 rappers in the last couple of weeks. How could we avoid this? Is what Jim Jones said is true? Is a rapper or being a rapper the most dangerous thing to be in America? Like, I used to laugh at that thought, but these days it seems like rappers are dying at a much frequent pace than we heard about previously. I want to send my condolences to the family, friends, loved ones of Drakeo the Ruler. You know, I didn't speak to him much, but we had like brief, exchanges here and there as he was, kind of trying to get some support in the hip hop community. And yeah, like, it's just a fucking sad situation. I hope we learn from this. I hope we heal from this. And I hope this doesn't turn into more retaliatory action that causes more violence and more trauma. Okay? If you have any favorite Drakeo the Ruler songs or moments, sayings, whatever it may be, please drop it in the comment section. Let's try to celebrate his life, even though it's tough because in this immediate moment, we're definitely mourning. Not only as people who knew him, but as a hip-hop community. All right? Get a comment, make sure you guys like, definitely subscribe to your boy Akademiks. I'm out.